I journey to the depths of depravity in my own mind and fears to find the greatest jump scares in horror movie history. But not just the greatest, ones that scare me more than the critically acclaimed greatest. I watched everything from Grave Encounters to Conjuring and just collected them all in my head to see which one is the best. I was going to make a reaction video to jump scares, but copyright might screw me up, and I've seen a lot of these movies, so my reactions won't be genuine, because I would like them to be like first-time reactions. That's when they're the best, but I've seen all of them, so I know they're coming. They lose their vitality, so I don't want to lie to y'all. But I will say jump scares are very subjective to who gets scared by them the most. I'm going to be scared by some things that maybe a lot of you won't have a problem with, and vice versa. There are 3 tiers of jump scares that I'm going to highlight here. The classic ones, the ones that are critically acclaimed. Everyone says they're great, and technically they're amazing and brilliant. They might not scare me the most, but they're great. I can appreciate them. The modern mainstream scares that people usually bring up, the popular ones. And then the ones that caused me personal trauma, made me piss myself. Especially in the theater. I urinated just a little bit, just a waz. The classics, all right? We all know Carrie. Carrie's great. This movie's fucking hard to watch, man. I've never felt more bad for a protagonist in my life. So Carrie nukes an entire high school for basically they throw pig blood on her as a prank because they're a bunch of assholes who all deserve to die. And I love seeing all of them suffer and die and cry and squeal, by the way. Thank you, Carrie. So Carrie, spoiler alert, it's assumed that she's dead towards the end of the film. She dies in her friend's arms, and her friend is in some kind of sequence, we don't know if it's real or not, she's going to a grave and commemorate her. And then the major jump scare is, boom! We see a hand pop out. Carrie's hand pops out and grabs her, and this chick, I think she wakes up from a nightmare or something. Great jump scare. And it inspired the next jump scare on this list, the Friday the 13th infamous boat scene with the final girl. The final girl thinks she's alive and won and survived the wrath of Jason, and boom! He comes out and grabs her, pulls her down into the water by her underwear. He's that level of being. Jason's a badass. This is directly inspired by Carrie. And I'm pretty sure both of these jump scares have directly inspired many others. Speaking of which, Psycho, again, we're talking about technically brilliant. Not the most scary, but technically you can understand why this made people shit themselves in the theaters back then. The lawyer walks up the stairs to figure out what the hell is going on, and you see a figure coming in from a closet right behind him. Boom! He meets the mother, who starts stabbing him repeatedly, and he dies brutally, viciously. Some can bring up, oh, what about the shower scene? That's not really a fucking jump scare like this. This was a full-on jump scare. This woman just came out of nowhere. And started stabbing this man. Great film. I love Norman Bates. The Thing. The defibrillator scene is one of the craziest and most creative jump scares of all time. We all know The Thing, this alien that replicates people and assimilates them and if you think you're a normal person, turns out you're fucking mutating into this dilapidated monster, right? So, they're trying to figure out what's wrong with this dude, so they start using a defibrillator to do charges on his chest. He does it once, twice, and then BAM! Oh shit, I might get demonetized by YouTube for showing the scene. The stomach opens up and has its own teeth, which starts biting down on his wrist and infects him as well. Brutal. I love this movie. The Exorcist 3 has, in my opinion, technically the best jump scare of all time, though. Y'all know which one. The Exorcist 3 is about the Gemini killer killing people, and nobody knows how he's able to kill people the way he does. He's supposed to be dead, this dude, locked up in a prison cell. So we see this nurse walking around, checking, making sure things are okay and shit. And she's doing her thing, she's walking back and forth. And the camera is there, lingering, okay? And then suddenly, when she's walking, and I'm telling you, all of these movies are influenced by each other. Psycho directly influences. As she walks towards her right, boom! This thing jumps out and cuts her head off. The best jump scare of all time. Not the scariest, though, for me. Now we're getting to the mainstream scares. Sinister. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. The lawnmower scene. My boy Ethan Hawke is traumatizing himself watching videotapes of these ritual killings. Similar to the way I've traumatized myself collecting all these jump scares for you. So he's watching them, and a lot of them are really creepy. I love movies like this where they watch footage that's cursed or weird and shit. Shit, Naru. That film needs to be on this list. I forgot about that fucking movie. It's so good. Anyways, so he starts watching this one tape where someone's stalking this family, Okay? They're stalking them for a while. It reminds me of the Poughkeepsie tapes. You guys know the serial killer who makes videotapes of him murdering people. And then we see a lawnmower going through grass. This is a brilliant jump scare because it's all based on sound. It's going through grass, and it's going through grass, and it's going through grass, and then we see that. It going over a body, killing it. It's a lawnmower. But the visual is not scary. This you can see, and like, oh, that's disturbing, that's fucked up, but it's not scary. The sound's like, brrr, and then Ethan Hawke's like, oh, shit, and so are all of we. Sound is everything with jump scares, not the visual. Get that in your head right now, because the next jump scares I'm going to show you, most of these big ones are based on sound, alright? Insidious. Low-key, one of my favorite horror movies. This and the sequel. I don't really care for the other ones, but anyways. So, there's a scene, and I'm telling you, Insidious does have some good jump scares in the entirety of the franchise. A scene where he's in that x-ray machine or whatever, and that creature starts like crawling up. It's pretty scary. That last movie was shit, though. But there's a scene where his mother, Patrick Wilson's mother, is talking to them and explaining to them the nature of what's happening to Patrick Wilson and how he had this ability of astral projection, and he's been followed by this demonic entity wherever he goes. And there's a thing about great jump scares where they build the suspense for a long time, either by a character telling you a story, okay, and telling you something suspenseful, like a story that you really need to, get off the edge of your seat for. Like, what's this? What are these interesting details that are integral to the plot? What's being told to us? They reel you in. They want you to do this shit. Literally, come forward so you can hear what I'm saying. Something we need to know. And then, boom. And I really like the way this, even though this doesn't scare me that much because it's fucking Darth Maul. What the fuck? But the shot is initially on her, and then she turns around. Cracking sounds are heard. And then she turns around and sees this. It's a great jump scare. Not the scariest to me because I just don't find that demonic entity. If it was a smiling woman, that would be different, and we're going to get to that. Some of you who don't know me, y'all need to know what I'm really afraid of out here, right? The Descent. Now, everyone knows the plot of The Descent. A bunch of women go cave diving, essentially, going into these caves because they have an obsession with putting themselves in claustrophobic environments, I guess. And then they get invaded by a bunch of... Well, they have technically invaded the domain of these creatures, the crawlers. Now, I find the claustrophobic scenes where they're trying to go down these tight tunnels way scarier because I'm a claustrophobe. Way scarier than the crawlers, but there's the iconic jump scare where everything's dark, they have to turn on their lights, and we see what the point of view of one of them is when we see a crawler for the first time. And it's a great jump scare. Wreck has one of the best jump scares ever because you know it's coming and it still scares you. The cameraman, and there's a fucking virus, this demonic virus is overtaking everyone in this apartment. This cameraman is going to see what's in the attic. There's all the crazy shit goes down in the attic. You'll notice that in this list. He's circling the camera around to see what's going on, and you think everything's cool, normal objects, and you're waiting for it. You're waiting to get scared. But they leave it so long that you're like, okay, there's a chance that probably nothing is happening and it's a bait and switch, and then BOOM! This little demonic boy jumps out. Wah! Fucking hell, man. Great jump scare. This is it. We ain't fucking around anymore. This is the one. This is trauma for me, alright? Now, I want to be very clear about something. This right here is the archetype that scares me the most. That's the reason why the jump scares that I'm about to list may not be scary for all of you, but they definitely were for me. Alright? Smiling demonic woman in the dark. My fans know this. Unless you're a creepy, wet, slimy, pale creature like Calvin from Life, this is it. This is it. This is the scariest thing for me in all horror movies. I will not be able to sleep if this is shoved in my face. Oh, God, I can't even look. Anything with a woman with dark hair. It's the brunettes. It's the smiling brunettes, and the dark-haired woman especially. Over their face or them smiling and walking towards you, it fucks me up. It's the reason. It's always women. And I don't know why. Maybe my mother scared the shit out of me as a child or something. But she was not abusive, by the way. I'll never claim that. But maybe someone jump scared me. Mother Mortis from Insidious scares me when she says, "Don't you dare!" and slaps the shit out of Rose Byrne. A lot of people might not find that scary. A lot of people laugh when this out. But for me, this woman is scary, okay? This woman is scary in Insidious. Insidious has it all. In Paranormal Activity 4, that's not the best Paranormal Activity movie, obviously, but there's a scene where Katie's walking towards the main character, and the main character saying, "Please don't hurt me." And then Katie's running towards her with this face. Yeah, made me shit myself. But Conjuring 1, and I'm going through the top 5 here, okay? Conjuring 1 is a brilliant horror movie. It's not that scary to me anymore because I've seen it like more than once. It loses its vitality after the first viewing, but my lord. There's a scene, and I'm telling you, bro, and this Loki just scared me a little bit, but no new Conjuring movies scare me as much as the first one, because look at this shit, man. What the fuck is this, CGI? Come on now. The Nun, I would knock the Nun out in a street fight. But there's a lot of suspense building in this film, where you think something's there and it's not, right? There's a scene where this chick loves sleepwalking. She's a sleepwalker, like me. She's knocking her head on this cabinet. We don't know why. This big closet cabinet, okay? And her sister catches her doing it again one night, and she grabs her and takes her back to bed. But then the cabinet doors open, and the sister goes to figure out what's there. And then we see this girl's face. And she points at she's shitting herself. She's seeing something. And then the film shows us one shot of what's up there, and moves the shot up, and then boom! Zooms in right on the witch that's crawled up, smiling like a devil. The demonic witch known as Bathsheba, who sacrificed her children, threw them in a fire, and declared her love for Satan, man. I'd nuke this chick. The Ring. Y'all are noticing a pattern, aren't you? It's the ladies. I'm not an incel. I'm just saying, like, bro, ladies are terrifying. So The Ring, and I'm talking about the remake. Yes, I know the remake is not as good as the original. Let's get past it. The original doesn't rely on that many jump scares. It's pure suspense. It's a great film. But I really like the remake of The Ring too. Not just because of her. I love her. This woman is so attractive, man. But there's a scene where basically she's talking to this woman, a mother whose child has just died. This girl gets killed in the film. Yeah, she gets killed by the curse. The Ring curse. And her mom is describing a sequence of events leading up to what occurred. And again, this is one of those scenes where they're telling you a story and reeling you in. It's stretching out the suspense, and you're trying to figure out what are these details. It's making you have chills before the inevitable happens, and you don't know what's about to happen. And then she says the inevitable line, the iconic line that everyone knows with this scene. I saw her face. Boom! This is what we see. I think I might need to censor this as well, because YouTube will demonetize it. Yeah, that's the girl who died. That's what her body looks like. Special shout out to the makeup department for creating this mannequin. This is a beauty. Beauty. Most people would just CGI this shit. No, this looks scary as fuck. Holy God. Yeah, it's one of those where you're like, oh, Jesus. And then it goes by. It's one of those. Haunting of Hill House might have the scariest jump scare of all time. This is a great TV show. I literally could not continue it. I couldn't watch it all in one go because it would scare me. Carla Gugino, when you see in the first episode the dad grabbing the kids and trying to flee the house, and then you see a glimpse of her running after them like a fucking demon, from that scene on I was like, bro, I'm not watching this show. Like, I can't watch this. Like, it's too much. The bent neck lady, oh God. But the infamous scene, the car jump scare, where the two sisters are bickering, and I love these two actresses, by the way. I know this Mike Flanagan uses them in all of his shows. They're amazing actors, and I love them. They're both so attractive, too. Just wanted to put that out there. But they're arguing a lot. And then, ha! The freaking ghost of Nell, their sister, jumps out and screams, making them both shit themselves. I'm telling you, bro, I would have crashed this car and died if this happened to me. Hereditary. One of the scariest horror movies I've ever seen in my life. I don't even know what this has two different jump scares. One with the head scene where the sister gets decapitated. That's not like a traditional jump scare. It's just, it takes you so by surprise and you're disturbed by it more than horrified. But the scariest jump scare is one that's subtle, but it's amazing. This dude's mother's possessed, and you can see her over here. But they do a very clever thing, a very clever camera trick here, where they divert your attention. He sees what's in the dark. This figure in the dark, this weird-looking weirdo, this molester or whatever. And then you hear a sound where he looks back up to see where his mother's supposed to be, but she's no longer there. And then you see this shot. I don't know if it's bright enough here. I'm going to have to brighten this in the editing room. You see this? Look at all this darkness. You don't know what you're looking at. She could be anywhere. You don't know what you're looking at. And then, boom, she runs out from the side, from that one corner where you're like, what the fuck? How'd she get there so fast? And this dude starts running for his life. And I'm telling you, bro, this is every kid's, boy's, young man's worst nightmare. a demonic mother of yours who's possessed chasing after you, banging her head on the door. This is a thing that horror movies do all the time, where the possessed mother is banging their head on the door. This is the scariest version of it. She's crawled up on the attic door, banging it, spamming her head. This is a concussion waiting to happen. It's terrifying. The one. Alright, hear me out. I urinated in the theater. Smile. It's not the best horror movie on this list. I understand that, and a lot of people laugh at this film. I get it. I do appreciate these films. I like the lore behind them. The Demon is one of the more interesting ones in cinema. Okay, but this shoves the worst archetype for me in my face, left and right. Okay, we have the car scene, obviously, where you have that weird ass jump scare. God damn, I don't even want to look at it. But this was spoiled for me in the trailer before watching the movie, so I knew it was coming. I close my eyes a lot in the theater when I know something's coming. I cheap out a little bit. I'm that scared of these things, guys. I'm not a bulletproof dude who's just fearless. I'm not. I wish I could be, because I'm a vigilante. I ain't fighting one of these things ever. It's my least favorite archetype. You see that woman in the closet? I have a closet next to my bed in a very similar way as this. My closet and bed ratio towards themselves is designed the same way. So you can imagine how much sleep I got after watching this film. But there's a scene where she's listening to an audio recording from a session with her patients where her patient offed herself while being possessed by this demonic virus. And she's trying to listen to what the patient said before she died. And she's trying to play with the audio. You're getting scenes of her playing with the audio, and it's purely silent. You just see the sound of her playing with the audio. Whoop, whoop. My audience was laughing when every time this happened. Bunch of little children, man. I wish they'd all get beaten up or something, man. Dumbasses always ruining the theater experience. But when this sound was being made, whoop, whoop, I know what's about to happen. I know what's about to happen. We're about to get fucked. So she's doing this. Whoop, whoop. And then you see her doing the whoop, whoop. You see her doing the whoop, whoop. And then... ah! She loses her shit and drops the laptop and everything. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Smiling at a woman in the dark. I pissed myself. I literally had to go to the washroom and I waited. I was like, I don't go to the washroom when I'm in the theater. Some of my friends do it and it annoys the fuck out of me. I'm a purist, right? I'm sitting there holding my piss in. I'm not gonna urinate no matter what. And then the scene happened and I felt a little squirt. The seat got wet. My pants were thin. I'd rather fight a xenomorph in my house than deal with a smiling woman in the dark doing that shit to me all night. I'd rather fight a xenomorph and a predator together at the same time. I'm getting gangbanged by those beings, okay? I'm getting killed, but I'd rather deal with that than deal with bullshit like this, alright? Yeah. Those are the worst jump scares ever. Some of you might disagree, like some of you are laughing at the fact that I put Smile as my number one. I'm telling you, bro, Smile shoves it in my face every 2 seconds. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.